it's the end of the year, so you know what time it is. It is time for my 2021 favorites. Yeah, so basically, I have just compiled a list of everything that I have been loving this year, and I'm definitely gonna miss a bunch of stuff because I kind of didn't keep track of it, and the only way I compiled this list was going through my YouTube videos from the past year and my Instagram posts. With that being said, if you would like to follow my Instagram, make it your New Year's resolution. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into the list of stuff. Without further ado, let's get into it. I am going to start out with clothing and stuff. I would like to give a little shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is my favorite jewelry company, Ana Luisa. Thank you for sponsoring this video. You guys are the absolute best. I 100% recommend checking out Ana Luisa. They have been my go-to jewelry company for so long. I literally probably wear some form of Ana Luisa jewelry every day, whether it be a necklace, earrings, a ring. Yeah, especially necklaces. If you've been following me on Instagram or looking at me on social media, I literally think I've been wearing them every single day. They're like my favorite thing and definitely part of my favorites of this year. If you're interested in buying something from them, definitely go check it out. There is a buy one, get one 60% off sale right now, so you don't want to miss it, especially for the holidays. That is like a once in a lifetime opportunity, so definitely hop on that sale. I will have a link in my description if you want to check it out. And we can be twinning if you want. I have the fish necklace. Thank you for sponsoring this video. So with that being said, my number one favorites for clothing and stuff is literally Ana Luisa jewelry and jewelry in general. I'm definitely someone who took for granted necklaces and stuff like that, and I used to just never wear necklaces ever, believe it or not, and now I wear them every day. So I think like dainty, really nice jewelry can really amplify an outfit. I've been super into rings this year. If you've been keeping up with me, you know that I used to wear like stacked, like so many rings, and I actually lost all of them. But now I really appreciate like a good quality ring that you can like actually wash your hands with and it's not going to turn your finger green. Like I've been wearing this for a few days and my finger's not green. I recommend. Really love that. Love dainty necklaces, especially gold ones. I think they're so beautiful. You know me, I only wear my dinosaur earrings like for the past 2 years. That's all I've worn. But I'm currently been rocking these key ones. I've also been wearing these like dagger, like blood drip ones and like some star ones. Been spicing it up a little bit this year. Up next, platform Doc Martens. I always wanted to be a Doc Marten girl back in the good old era of 2014, but I didn't have the money. But now that I lived in New York and I actually got to go to a Doc Marten store, I purchased a pair of Doc Martens and I got the like low cut platform Doc Martens, just like in black. And they were a pain to break into, as you know, with Doc Martens, but now that they are broken into, I absolutely love them. I think they're super cute and like the chunky shoe. It's really great. My Water Parks hoodie. If you have watched the last maybe 3 or 4 videos of mine, I have been wearing this hoodie literally every single day. I know that I kind of got it in the last month literally, but it is easily a favorite of this year. And I wish I had it earlier in this year. It's a band I like a lot. So all right, claw clips. I love a good claw clip. Never thought I would get into them because I always kind of thought that they were like a grown-up thing, but I carry a claw clip with me everywhere. We're growing up. We're 20 years old. I have a claw clip now. All right, this is a big one. I always wanted a perfect pair of overalls that I could just wear whenever I don't know what to wear, and I found them for $10, and I didn't have to adjust them or hem them or anything. They just fit very perfectly in how I wanted it. I like them to be a little oversized, a little bit longer. I love them so much, and I wear them like 3 times a week. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I love my overalls so much. My next favorite is also something I thrifted, which is a grandpa sweater. I'm clearly a sweater gal. I love sweaters, and I went thrifting when I was really bored one day, and the first thing I saw was this giant grandpa sweater, and I was like, you're coming home with me. You are mine. I bought it, and luckily it doesn't smell like cigarettes. If you thrift, you know the struggle of when the clothing you buy literally smells like cigarettes. It doesn't, which is amazing, and it is super oversized but in a good way, and it is beautiful, and it's like brown, which is like my favorite color to wear. With that being said, thrifting was a big clothing fave for me. I never really thrifted that much before, and I think the first time that I thrifted, I made a video about it, and I was just really bad at thrifting. I think I've gotten a lot better at it now. A lot of the clothing I wear is thrifted. I'm still trying to get better, especially, you know, not being in New York. There's not as many good thrift stores, but I will work on it. A clothing store I ultra have been loving this year is Lazy Oaf. I have loved this store kind of my whole life. I love like their wacky clothes, but for the first time ever, I've had the money to be able to buy some of it. So that's been like my favorite thing ever. I've also thrifted in like Depop some Lazy Oaf stuff, which has been really, really fun. Folklore cardigan. I am so grateful that I own this folklore cardigan because I've seen on TikTok that it is worth a lot now. So I'm glad I got it when I did. But I wear this cardigan everywhere, mainly because I know that Swifties will come and talk to me so that I can find Swiftie friends, which I really love. I just love talking about Taylor Swift all the time. So, my last thing in clothing and stuff is maxi skirts. I never really wore skirts in my life. I was like, you know what? I really love these Pinterest girls that are wearing long maxi skirts. I think it's super cute, so I thrifted some of my own, and I was super into wearing maxi skirts this year. Now, onto makeup and beauty. The first thing is the Benefit Brow Gel. It's like the 24-hour brow gel. I have been constantly on the search for a good brow gel that would keep my eyebrows up. I went to Sephora and I asked some of the workers to help me out, and they recommended the Benefit 24-hour brow gel. The next thing, blow drying hairbrush thing. And this has been like a lifesaver for me. It's really, really great and convenient, and my hair is like crazy, but it would blow dry my hair in like 10 minutes. The next thing are these Gudetama hair clips. If you know me, I am obsessed with this little Sanrio egg. His name is Gudetama. And I found these Gudetama hair clips, I think at Epcot in the Japan store, and I use them every day when I wash my face, when I do my makeup, sometimes when I just want to keep my hair back, I use these clips. Now, we move on to food. There was a lot of food faves this year, and I could go into specific items, but a lot of them were very like specific restaurants that you couldn't really get anywhere else, so I feel like it would just make everyone jealous a little bit. But we're just gonna start with the tea, chai tea. I really drank a lot of chai tea this year. It's like my go-to because there was a restaurant or coffee shop called Mud that I lived near, and they had a fabulous chai tea, so I would get that a lot. It just reminds me of fall. Okay, this one's a little hyper specific, but avocado toast with an egg that you cook in pesto with honey and salt on top. Okay, and that's basically the whole recipe. It is really good. 2021 was like the year of avocado toast for me. I think I ate avocado toast almost every morning. It's like my favorite thing. You put a little egg on it. It is delicious. Next is a drink, and of course it is boba. I'm a big milk tea girl, and I love boba. So I used to go to Vivi's bubble tea like a lot. I really got into taro milk tea. I love like the strawberry milk teas and brown sugar. Oh my god, I really love boba, so that was a big thing this year. The next thing is kind of very general, but vegan food. I'm not vegan, I am vegetarian. Vegan food, I ate vegan food almost every day except for the egg I'd eat in the morning, so wasn't vegan. But I really love trying vegan restaurants, especially in New York. They have amazing vegan restaurants, and that was like my favorite thing to do. I had a lot of favorites, so if you ever need vegan restaurants in New York, DM me on Instagram. I will give you my list. The last thing, soy nuggets from Whole Foods. You get them in the ready-made section. You get a little box of them. They're incredible. It's like the soy chicken nuggets. I recommend every flavor. They're like fantastic, and it kind of blows my mind that they're not chicken. I actually saw this tweet that was like, honestly, these like fake meats could just be real meat, and we would never know. I'm just trusting you that it's not meat. Next, into my favorite thing, music and media. If you know me, I listen to a ton of music. Follow my Spotify. It's just my name. But of course, the biggest thing this year was Taylor Swift. She is always the biggest thing in music for me. I'm actually obsessed with her, but because we got Fearless TV and Red TV, she's just been my number one listened to artist. She was my number one on my Spotify Wrapped. If you were curious, I listened to her for 7,000 minutes, which is not that high for me. I think if they included after Halloween, it would be way past 10,000 minutes. Like, I'm not even kidding. Taylor Swift was a big thing. My favorite artist ever. Another artist I really loved, and if you kept up with me this year, you would know that Harry Styles. I saw Harry Styles 5 times this year. It was the greatest month of my life. I camped out. It was so great. I love Harry so much. So he was definitely a really big part of my year. This year, Love on Tour holds a really special place in my heart and really was the happiest part of 2021 for me, I'd say. I went alone to almost all the shows except for Harry Ween. I went to Harry Ween which was crazy. Like, I went to night one, so I got the Dorothy thing, and if you don't like Harry Styles, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Next thing is a band. I have a few bands that I listened to a lot this year. One was The Regrets. I really love The Regrets. I've listened to them a lot, like, in the past, but I really got into their album How Do You Love this year, because that was my go-to, like, gym playlist. So every time I'd run, I would listen to their album How Do You Love, and I really recommend it because it is the perfect, like, beats for running. I don't know, but they were like my favorite, one of my favorite bands this year. I think they're my number 5 listened to band on my Spotify Wrapped. Next is my beloved Water Parks. They have been one of my favorite bands since I think 2016. Really love them. Saw them twice this year and met them. I have my meet and greet photos on my Instagram. Their album Greatest Hits was a really like positive album for me. Me and my best friend, we like binge listened to it in the car, so it just gives me a lot of really great memories. Next, this artist is on everyone's favorites for this year, but Olivia Rodrigo. I really got into Sour this year, and I got tickets for her tour. So I'm going to be seeing her next year, which would be really exciting. Sour was definitely one of my most listened to things of this year. I have so much Swiftie respect. So the next stuffies are all kind of media related. I really got into Studio Ghibli this year, and I had always was into Studio Ghibli. I always, whenever one would come out, one of the movies, I would watch it. Watched Ponyo a long time ago, but got really into Studio Ghibli this year because I got HBO Max, which is also one of my favorites, but I'll get into that. I watched every single Studio Ghibli movie that came out ever. My new favorite movie ever is probably Howl's Moving Castle. It's just so good. Yeah, I really got into watching movies, I guess, because I never really watched TV or movies, but I just love the animation style that they have, so that was a favorite for me. Another like cartoon was Midnight Gospel. I've been watching the show for like this entire year. Like, I think I started in January and I just now finished the show. It is the coolest thing ever. I think the people who created Adventure Time worked on this show, which is really cool because I also love Adventure Time. It has the coolest animation style. Like, all the colors are really cool, but it's basically the show about this guy named Clancy who interviews people in different realms or like worlds for his Space Cast, which is like a podcast in space, because this all takes place in like a weird space dimension thing. It is super crazy. The show gets really wild, but it's so interesting because they made it off of like a podcast. Yeah, it is super deep, but I highly recommend it. Like, it is incredible. Next thing is just HBO Max in general. I used to be a big Disney Plus girly, but HBO Max, there's a lot of shows on there. I think it's because they have like a little Cartoon Network section. I watch a lot of those a lot, and they have Over the Garden Wall on there, so that was why I got HBO Max, because I wanted to watch it again. Next, the last thing is a show. It's American Horror Story. I've been an American Horror Story fan since probably middle school. Was super into like Coven, Murder House and stuff, especially because they used to do at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal an American Horror Story house, so I watched all of the seasons so I could understand the house. And they released like American Horror Stories and another season, but I had taken a break from watching American Horror Story for like 2 years, and I caught up on everything this year. So now I've seen every season. I watched Apocalypse in 1980 whatever. So good. Apocalypse is so good. We're gonna get into the random stuff that I didn't know what category to put into. Reading. I know that this is crazy. I really got into reading this year, and it was mainly because I'm a very big fan of Harry Potter. Like, a very big fan. I literally am surrounded by Harry Potter stuff. I was like, I really need to get through these books because I wanted to like read them all in order and like kind of in the same realm of time, so I remember like every detail of what's happened. So I got into this habit the past like 6 years of reading the first 2 books, not buying the next one, and then reading the first 2 again. But I was super committed to reading this year, and it was really nice. Yeah. Look at me, smart girl. I know how to read. I had to just put Gudetama. I feel like this is a brand for me, considering my actual last name is literally egg, kind of. So Gudetama, a lazy egg, kind of meat. That was just a big niche thing I liked a lot. Every time I'd see Gudetama stuff, I'd buy it. Up next, a film camera. I was really into photography this year, except for the past few months. Got out of it a little bit because of everything that happened with college. Did love using film this year, and my dad gave me his old Minolta film camera. I really love my film camera. Okay, another thing I got into is painting. I took a painting class in college over the summer, and it was a class I really loved because I felt like I actually learned stuff and it felt like it was my money's worth. But I forgot that I really love painting. Can't wait to get back into it. I stopped for a little bit, but it was like something I really enjoyed doing. Oh my gosh. Next, I'm really excited to talk about tattoos. This year, I got my first tattoo. My parents are not okay with it, but I'm okay with it. I personally really love tattoos. I think that they're really cool, and I like the silly ones. I don't think they need to have meanings. I have 3. A smiley face on my ankle that my best friend drew for me, and I drew one for her. My other tattoo is on my other leg above my ankle, and it is of this beautiful, in my opinion, beautiful orange thing. It's like an orange. He's sad, and he's like that, and he's got little cheeks and little flowers around him. There's not really a meaning to it. I just really love the art style. I also have another one. Yeah. It says 1D because I love One Direction. Up next is something I always wanted to learn, but I always thought I was too girly to learn, and I also didn't know anyone who would teach me. But skateboarding, which is crazy, but yeah, I have been trying to learn to skateboard. Started with pennyboarding in January, and so I had a friend in New York who was teaching me how to skateboard. Sadly, I haven't been skateboarding. My skateboard is in New York, but I'm gonna get one and keep trying. The next one is a little heartwarming. It is YouTube. This is the first full year that I like really committed to YouTube, and you know, I hit 10,000 this year. This time last year I had 1,000 subscribers. That was probably my favorite part of this year, getting to like vlog the whole year, and can't wait to continue with it. And the very last thing on my 2021 favorites is a flip cam. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you follow my secret side channel where I post random videos, I bought a flip cam, which is this really old camera, I think from like 2007, that you hold upwards and you can record videos, and they look horrible quality, but that's what I wanted. I brought it to Harry Styles, took a lot of great videos. And so that's it. It's the end of the year. I just want to say thank you. If you supported me this year, I really appreciate it. So comment down below what your favorite thing was this year. I also want to quickly say thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. I love you guys so much. Make sure to click that link in my description if you want to participate in the buy one get one 60% off sale, and make sure to subscribe. I post videos every week. Also, you might want to stay updated with me because I may or may not be starting a podcast in the next year with my friend. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.